the Houthis attacked the wrong US fighter jet, then this happened. I did see the other day the Houthis attacking the US Navy ship, and yeah, I don't know what they're thinking, honestly. They're picking a fight with the wrong guys. We're gonna see a video on them attacking the US fighter jet. Let's see what happens.
They thought they had the perfect shot. It was March 22nd, 2025. Somewhere above the Red Sea, the sky was clear.
Oh, this is very
Visibility was near perfect, and a U.S. Air Force F-16 Fighting Falcon cruised on routine patrol.
This is gonna end
Standard
good.
altitude, nothing out of the ordinary.
Okay.
Then, ping. A warning light on the heads-up display flashes red. Radar lock. Another blip. Then another. Missile launch. Brake, brake, brake. The pilot slams his stick. Instincts kick in. The F-16 rolls hard right, flares popping, countermeasures deployed.
Oh!
A heat signature slices through the air. An infrared-guided Sayad missile just fired from a Houthi-controlled territory in Yemen.
Oh, damn!
Fast, silent, and meant to kill.
Whoa, wait, so the jet is literally dodging it like you see in the movies? Like the missile is following it, it's just dodging it?
The jet dives, engines screaming. Below, the radar jamming Growler team lights up the airwaves. Above, an E-2D Hawkeye spins into Overwatch. From the deck of the USS Eisenhower, operators are watching this unfold in real time.
Wow.
The missile adjusts course in midair. It's tracking the engine's heat plume. 30 seconds to impact. The pilot pulls a tight 9G turn. Every inch of aircraft groaning under the strain. Fox 3 defensive, he shouts over comms.
Yo, just look how the jet just like maneuvers, bro. It's literally like it's gliding through butter.
A final flare blooms from behind the jet. Brilliant, hot, confusing the missile's seeker. Boom. The missile detonated in midair. Too far to matter. The jet lives.
Yo, when he said boom, I thought it hit the jet. I was thinking, this wasn't what I was expecting.
But now the question isn't how the Houthis got a missile this close. It's what happens when you fire one and miss. Because this wasn't just a dogfight. This was bait.
Right.
The missile didn't just come out of nowhere. For weeks, the Red Sea had been heating up, figuratively and literally.
Okay.
Commercial tankers rerouted, U.S. destroyers crisscrossing the waves, and the Houthi forces getting bold. Real bold. This wasn't the first time they tried something like this either. Just a few days earlier, a U.S. MQ-9 Reaper drone was shot down off the coast of Yemen. It didn't even get a chance to react.
Oh, wow.
The Houthis claimed it on Telegram within minutes, posting shaky footage of flaming wreckage tumbling into the sea like a trophy.
Yo, do they not care, like, what happens to them? Surely not, right? Because I'm thinking, why on earth does America... Like, I know that we've seen in the last video that, like, if America attacks, you know, a lot of damage is going to be done. And unfortunately, a lot of civilians in this location are going to, you know, they're going to be injured because of that. So is that the reason why America aren't attacking? Because in my head, America can just, you know, do America and just sort them out, right? So they're getting very lucky with, from what I've seen and what I've heard, America is like kind of just like, we don't know what you're doing, man, but you need to chill.
That move, that didn't go unanswered either, but it emboldened them. And that's when they made the next mistake, thinking a drone and a fighter jet were the same kind of prey.
Right.
The U.S. had already issued warnings. Carrier strike groups had shifted formation. Aegis destroyers were repositioned.
Okay.
But the Houthis, backed by Iranian tech and training, believed that they could keep escalating without real consequence. So when an American F-16 flew into their radar net, they fired.
Mad.
Only this time, the jet fired back.
Oh, wait, did it?
You see, that F-16 wasn't just randomly patrolling. It was part of a broader ISR net, intelligence, surveillance, reconnaissance, designed to sniff out missile activity along the Yemeni coast. And what that pilot didn't know at that moment was that he was the final threat in a very dangerous game of bait and trap. Because in recent weeks, the Pentagon had authorized a shift in posture. No more waiting. If a radar spiked on the wrong aircraft, it was now considered hostile. If a launch occurred, retaliation would be automatic.
Oh, wait, okay. This changes things. Oh, right. Nah, this is going to end bad for the Houthis, right? This is going to end very, very bad. Because now America's like, if you attack us, we are retaliating. And when America will retaliate, it's going to be bigger and more. You know, it's going to hit. It's going to hit.
The rules of
hard.
engagement had changed. Quietly, formally. And in this case, the Houthi launcher had made the ultimate mistake. It lit up long enough to be seen, fired once, and stayed in place just a few minutes too long.
Right.
That would be its last mistake. Because back aboard the USS Eisenhower, the pilot's call wasn't just received, it was recorded, analyzed, and turned into targeting data. Live feed, thermal signature, missile trajectory, GPS lock. The retaliation clock had already started ticking. At 28,000 feet, the F-16 was still burning west, hugging the edge of Yemeni airspace. The pilot had barely recovered from the evasive maneuver when his RWR, or radar warning receiver, lit up again.
Right.
New contact, different angle. The first missile had missed, but there was more. This time it wasn't just one signal, it was a burst. Multiple radar locks, staggered
multiple
and
missiles.
fast. The pilot's AN/ALR-56M system screamed in his headset. Threat, SA-6, lock. An SA-6? Classic Cold War era Soviet SAM. But the Houthis had been seen using Iranian copies of the same tech. Syad-class systems, upgraded with better seekers and mobile launchers. Slow to set up, even slower to hide.
Okay.
But when active, they were deadly. And they were locked on. The pilot's left hand gripped the throttle, afterburners engaged. His right hand toggled the countermeasure system.
Hey, yo, this guy doing this video right now, he's really getting me engaged in this. My heart started to beat a little bit.
Prepping for another flare dump. Behind him, the exhaust glowed white-hot against the cool desert night. A perfect infrared target for any heat-seeking warhead. Viper 3 defensive, multiple locks, repeat, multiple launch points, request support. Overhead, a Growler from VAQ-140, the Patriots, was already jamming.
Okay.
Bursts of electromagnetic disruption poured into the air like invisible smoke, scrambling Houthi radar systems.
Mad.
It gave that F-16 a sliver of time. He dipped the nose and pushed it into a hard dive. The G's pinned him to a seat. Blood drained, vision tunneled, but he held the vector.
Is that what the G's? I'm assuming the G's is like the amount of force, right? So like he's going down that quick and dropping. He's like, the force is just taking him back.
Speed, low drag, evasive. Flares burst in waves, like fireworks behind a ghost. The pilot banked again, then yanked the jet into a barrel roll at 700 knots.
Oh,
Just
that's
in
making
time.
me dizzy.
One of the incoming Syads missed by maybe 200 feet. Close enough to rattle the canopy.
Wow.
But that was it. That was their chance.
That's actually pretty close.
Because what the Houthis didn't know was that they were being watched the entire time. From way high above at nearly 60,000 feet. A Navy MQ-4C Triton drone had been circling in wide ISR loops. It wasn't armed, but it didn't need to be.
Okay.
Its job was eyes.
Just recon.
And its eyes saw everything. Thermal spikes on the ground, electronic pulses, precise coordinates, all streamed back in real time to CENTCOM and...
Wait. Okay, so when we watched the ship one, America was just kind of just treating it as training. They didn't really retaliate too much, okay? They're now talking about they know where they are. They're gonna get destroyed, aren't they?
More importantly,
that's what's coming.
To the Combat Information Center aboard the USS Dwight D. Eisenhower.
Uh-oh.
The engagement had lasted less than 2 minutes, but the fallout would take hours to clean up. When the pilot returned to a holding pattern above the Red Sea, 2 more aircraft joined the airspace. First, a second F-16 from the 421st Fighter Squadron pulled up on its wing, scanning for fresh threats. Then came the call from command. Engagement confirmed, target data locked, hold position, birds en route.
Oh, hey, yo, they're about to know what they just did wrong, bro. They're gonna feel it.
Translation, strike package inbound. But even before the jets launched, the Navy wasn't wasting time.
Okay.
Deep in the belly of an Arleigh-Burke-class destroyer sailing nearby, VLS cells were opening. VLS? Vertical Launch Systems. Inside, Tomahawk cruise missiles, precision-guided, long-range, and ready for immediate launch.
Look at that, how it just turns
Launch order
in the
came
air.
in less than 5 minutes after the missile threat ended. Target Alpha, Fire 1, confirmed trajectory. 1 missile, then 2, then 4, each screaming up into the night sky.
Yo. Bro, if America are launching these like, I find it so fascinating how, like, these missiles actually work and they actually go to their target. Because when I've seen them about America, they're so precise, it's insane. Bro, if America launches missiles at you, you're done for. You know how we're seeing how they're attacking America and they're missing? Yeah, that's not going to be the case here. They're going to hit.
So, then 2, then 4, each screaming up into the night sky.
Oh, damn.
Silent afterburn, curving east towards the Yemeni coast. And this was just the start. On deck of the USS Truman, it was already spinning up for a second phase, air power. Pilots were being briefed, weapons loaded, jets fueled. This wasn't improvisation, it was playbook stuff. The moment that missile launched, the response was already in motion.
Mad.
The missile had failed, but its data had succeeded. It gave the U.S. Navy a window, a confirmed location, a launch site, and a tactical footprint.
They messed up.
And in modern warfare, that's all you need.
Basically, all the Houthis achieved right there was just telling America where they launched from and where for America to pretty much just destroy. That's all you did. You did not achieve anything. You may as well just not have launched the missile.
Because retaliation wasn't just coming. It was coordinated, layered, and lethal. While the Tomahawks flew low over the waves, the aircraft launched in sequence. First out was an E-2D Hawkeye, electronic overwatch. Next, a pair of EA-18G Growlers, electronic warfare platforms armed to blind radar and scramble comms. And then the Hammers, 4 FA-18 Super Hornets loaded with GBU-38 JDAMs and AGM-88 HARM missiles.
Bro, I don't know what these letters, numbers, or words are, but it just sounds scary. I'm just gonna go, wow.
Target package? Simple. Missile launcher site? Primary. Suspected command post? Secondary. Mobile radar track spotted via drone thermal? Tertiary.
Yo, I like this guy doing the commentary right now. Like, has he been in the military or something? Because he's like using words and I feel like he's talking to me and I'm a soldier. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, this headset right now is the comms to my sergeant, bro, and he's the sergeant.
One by one, the Hornets cat launched into the sky. Wings loaded, flaps down, engines howling. As the strike group closed in, the Growlers began their run. They broadcast wideband jamming, lighting up the spectrum.
Damn.
The Houthis likely had no idea they were even being targeted until the first explosion lit up the coast. The Tomahawks hit first. The radar trailer? Gone. The launcher? Fragmented and burning. Then came the Hornets. From 25,000 feet, JDAMs fell silent and accurate. Impact after impact.
That's the thing, bro. Like, they seriously, like, are they dumb? Like, do they know who they're messing with? Like, I feel like they don't. Like, they're gonna hit you hard. Like, you're missing your stuff. They're gonna just hit.
Secondary explosions confirmed. Ammo, fuel, maybe more missiles hidden nearby.
Mad.
The final strike? A HARM missile. Locked onto a last-ditch radar pulse from a mountaintop station. By the time it hit, the air was already thick with smoke. Back in the cockpit of the original F-16, the pilot listened to the comms with a quiet intensity. No celebration, just confirmation. Target neutralized. Strike successful. RTB.
Crazy.
Return to base. The sky over the Red Sea was calm.
Like, they literally made it sound just so easy to take out the points that they, got flashed up on the radar. And it probably was to them.
Again, but this time the silence was earned. And the message was clear. If you launch at a U.S. jet, you better pray it hits, because if it doesn't, the next thing coming isn't another missile, it's everything.
Mad.
They say modern war is fast, but this was surgical. The moment the F-16's data feed locked into that missile trail before it even dodged the blast, the U.S. Navy already had what it needed. Timestamps, telemetry, launch vector, GPS coordinates, and thermal spike signatures. The strike group didn't just see it happen, they saw where it happened. And that...
So basically, they was like, man, they're just being played with, bro. Because, like, America, I get it, right? I get it. They can't just go there and just start blowing up the place, right? But so they pretty much just, yeah, like they said earlier in the video, they baited them. They baited them. They got the missile. They got the information to who are like attacking the American jets. And then they blew up specifically those locations, right?
Changed everything.
They're just playing with them.
Inside the Combat Information Center aboard the USS Eisenhower, the vibe shifted from defensive posture to offensive readiness. No shouting, no scrambling, just crisp voices calling out status reports and targeting locks. Telemetry confirmed. Launch grid locked. Target Alpha hot. The Eisenhower's commanding officer didn't even hesitate. One phrase was all it took. Package Bravo, execute. And with that, the retaliation protocol kicked in.
Look at them.
What is Package Bravo?
Yeah, what is that?
Well, in Navy terms, Package Bravo isn't a slap on the wrist. It's a hammer to the head. It's the name for a multi-domain strike sequence involving cruise missiles, airstrikes, and coordinated EW or electronic warfare.
So in my head, just a lot of explosions and a lot of places blowing up. Is that what Package Bravo is? Just brutal.
The targets are any confirmed defensive systems that fires on U.S. aircraft.
Right.
Or dares to lock on. And the Houthis had just triggered it. And the plan unfolded in layers. From an early Brit-class destroyer about 100 miles off the Yemeni coast, VLS cells began to open up like mechanical flowers. These are 25-foot vertical tubes packed with Tomahawk missiles. Long-range, GPS-guided, and brutally accurate. They don't need pilots. They don't even need confirmation. They just need a target. And now, they had several.
It's actually just crazy how they work, bro. Like, it's mad.
4 Tomahawks launched in sequence.
Like, bro, you're telling me, right, I struggle with even maps on my phone and sat in my Uber to direct him to my house. But America, 300 miles away from the sea, could pinpoint a missile with no one controlling it, just a location target, and that will get to my house exactly. Like, what? It actually blows my mind how they work. Really, really, really intelligent.
Not in a rush. No
So
fireworks.
cool.
Just a quiet thrust and vanishing arcs.
The tech
Missile
of
Site
it.
Alpha, confirmed Syad launcher, Target 1. Mobile radar vehicle, Target 2. Suspected C2, command and control hub, near Ras Isa, Target 3. Ammo storage depot picked up via MQ-4C thermal scan, Target 4. Each one plotted, programmed, and en route within 5 minutes.
Mad.
Meanwhile, 70 miles away aboard the USS Truman, the flight deck was coming alive. Steam hissed across the catapults, red shirts locked in munitions, GBU-38 JDAMs and AGM-88 harms, while green shirts refueled jets with...
Bro, do they not feel stupid, man? They launched one missile at a jet, bro, and now they've just... How many things have blown up now? Like, well, 5 in that list, but I think there was more beforehand.
Machine-like precision. Yellow shirts waved FA-18 Super Hornets into position. The smell of jet fuel and salt air hit like adrenaline.
Oh, I bet it does.
Above it all, an E-2D Hawkeye had already launched, spinning its radar dish, painting a real-time map of everything in the air and on the ground. Moments later, 2 EA-18G Growlers roared into the sky. These aren't your average attack aircraft. They're flying blackout machines. Armed with ALQ-218 receivers and jamming pods, the Growler's job is to turn Houthi radar into static. No lock-ons, no guidance, just confusion and chaos.
Okay, interesting.
Following the Growlers, the payload.
How does that not backfire, though? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't really understand the tech side of the radars and the jamming equipment. But you got these two that's jamming the areas and locations. But won't it be also jamming, like, the US systems that's in the sea? Or are they too far from there? Is it just, like, the locations around this area and they're staying away from the US radar? How does it exactly work?
Just confusion and chaos. Following the Growlers, the payload. 4 FA-18 Super Hornets, each fully loaded. Hardpoints packed with joint direct attack munitions and high-speed anti-radiation missiles. Smart bombs and radar seekers designed to follow signals and blow them to hell. High above all this, a Navy MQ-4C Triton drone was still circling. Not a sound, just cold optics and warm targets. It monitored everything. Post-strike heat plumes, vehicle movement, potential evacuations. The second any Houthi unit tried to hide, it was flagged.
Mad.
Data flowed in from the Triton to a relay satellite. then straight to the Eisenhower's fire control team, and they were ready to redirect strike assets in real time if needed. This wasn't revenge, it was architecture. At exactly 2:12 local time, the first Tomahawk hit. Missile site Alpha obliterated. Surveillance drones confirmed secondary explosions, indicating a stockpile of ordnance. The heat signature stayed hot for over 20 minutes. 2 minutes later, Target 2, the radar truck, lit up the coast in a bloom of orange. Its emissions had pinged one last time, enough for a HARM missile to home in like a bloodhound.
See, I've seen on my YouTube, right, a load of suggested Houthis attack, yeah? I don't know how many exactly there is, but, like, if they keep attacking after this, just give up, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just going to be brutal for you guys over there, not the Americans.
Then came Target 3. The suspected command post had been buried into a hillside, covered with camo netting. Didn't matter. One JDAM from 20,000 feet blew the door off the bunker.
Mad.
Second collapsed it in on itself. Target 4, the...
Wait. So America sent a missile to blow up the bunker door, and then another missile after it to then collapse the... Bro, you don't play around with these guys.
Ammo Depot was a fireworks show.
Nuts.
The FA-18s had dropped in low, fast, and clean. Their bomb racks now empty, they climbed back into the clouds. No losses, no alarms, just silence and smoldering debris on the ground. While the physical strikes happened, the Growlers ran interference. They jammed every known Houthi frequency, scrambled early warning radars, and spoofed their detection systems into seeing ghost fleets. In other words, while the Houthis tried to figure out what hit them, they couldn't even talk about it.
That's
no
nuts.
Comms, no signals, just fear, smoke, and blank screens.
It is actually brutal.
And that was that. They fired at a fighter jet. They got a war machine in return. The Houthis, and by extension their Iranian sponsors, learned a brutal lesson. You might...
Do you think they learned now? Like, I actually think they're just running around with no brains at this point. You know what I'm saying? Like, do you actually think they've learned? Because I got a feeling I'm going to see a more updated video of, oh, here we go again. They tried to attack it again and then, you know, got annihilated.
They'd hit a slow drone with a lucky shot. But when you try the same move on a fully loaded F-16 or FA-18,
you don't do that.
The response won't be another drone. It will be a synchronized multi-layered counterstrike that leaves nothing standing.
Mad.
And that matters. Because warfare isn't just about weapons, it's about perception. The Houthis lost equipment, but more importantly, they lost face. They showed their hand and the US didn't just slap it away. It crushed it with precision and steel and electromagnetic fury.
Nuts.
Now, every Houthi radar operator will think twice before flipping the switch.
Yeah, like, bro, they should be thinking anyway. It's America. Like, they need to start watching some YouTube.
Because they'll have to ask, is this the one that gets me vaporized? Even though the US didn't issue a single press release, the world got the message. Satellite intel leaked, analysts picked up the patterns. News cycles caught whispers. And every military power watching, China, Russia, Iran, took notes. The takeaway? You don't mess with U.S. air power.
That's all they need on the notes, bro. Get your notes out. Right, what should we write? Don't mess with the U.S. All right, we're done. That's all you need.
The takeaway? You don't mess with U.S. air power unless you're ready to play a different game. One where the U.S. doesn't just react, it redefines the battlefield mid-conflict.
Mad.
Post-strike, carrier air wing shifted into full combat air patrol mode. That means at least 2 armed jets in the air 24/7. Circling, scanning, ready to respond within seconds. The Houthis thought they could fire at an American fighter jet and get away with it. They were wrong. Dead wrong. They didn't just lose a missile, they lost a playbook.
Yep.
They lost assets. And most importantly, they lost momentum. But here's the question I want to throw to you. If you were in command that night, would you have stopped after neutralizing the launcher or gone further and wiped out every radar site along the coast?
You don't want to ask me.
Be strategic. Drop your thoughts in the comments. We will read every single one.
Yo, you don't want to ask me, but you guys can let me know in the comments as well. Listen, if I was in charge of this fleet and you tried attacking my jet, just say bye-bye. That's all I'm going to say, bro. Just say bye-bye. Because everything is coming at you. You know what I'm saying? Literally. Yo, but crazy video, man. Just don't mess with America, bro. If you guys enjoyed, make sure you leave a thumbs up, subscribe for more content. Live every single day on twitch.tv/L3WG. If you guys want to check me out over there, I'll see you on the next one. Peace.